You may need to do a self-assessment form if you're earning over £150,000 per year. Also, you may need to do a self-assessment form for things like rental income, for example, money earned through Airbnb, things like eBay, Depop, stuff like that. Now, you can do this by yourself through the HMRC website. However, it is often much simpler and a lot less stressful by going through professionals or an accountant. Now, as a YouTuber, I have to fill out my self-assessment form for the first time for tax years 2023 to 2024. Now, I've decided to use Tax Scouts. They were kind enough to actually offer me a free service. However, that does not mean that this video is sponsored. So in this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step tutorial on how to fill out a self-assessment form from the point of view as someone doing it for the first time. So if you want stress-free tax returns from only £169, Tax Scouts offers a fast, simple, and an all online process. This is sorted out by an accredited accountant, which is very important when it comes to HMRC looking over your self-assessment. And this could be filed in as little as 48 hours from when actually you submit all your details. So if you would like to sign up to Tax Scouts, use the link in my description down below and I will keep it up to date with the latest offers and discounts. So now I've logged in on my computer to the Tax Scouts website. Now before you start, of course, you need to create an account. You can just put in your email address, your first name and your last name and press start now. Then of course you have to pick a very secure password and just press start now. So it was as simple as that. Here I am now on my dashboard. It says welcome to Tax Scouts Jubair. Here I can sort out my tax return and as you can see this is for a fixed price of £169. If you need any tax advice, you can get a one-off tax consultation with your accountant. So this is a 30-minute phone or video call and this is at £139 per consultation. Pretty much you get your own accountant that you can ask however many questions you want within that 30-minute time period. You can also get a discount if you get your tax return from them plus some additional help. So for £269 all in, you are able to sort your tax return plus get an accountant's view on any questions you have for 30 minutes. So I'm going to go for the first one here, sort my tax return, as I think I'm okay in understanding most of the tax stuff myself. So if I just press start now here, there are two options. One is for the latest tax year, which just finished, 2023 to 2024. However, if you've missed your deadline, you can use this, but there probably will be some sort of fine or something like that if you have missed it. So this tutorial only really applies to the current tax year that has just passed. So here I can click 2023 to 2024 tax return and press start now here. So now Tax Scouts makes it extremely easy. There are a few options that you can click here. It says here first, let's understand why you need to prepare a self-assessment. So for my case, I earned income by self-employment, but there are some other options. For example, claiming tax relief if you've earned income from property, if you've earned dividends or interest, if you earned capital gains, if you are a director of a company, if you've earned over £150,000, if HMRC sent a letter to you, or other reasons. For me, it's I've earned income by self-employment, so I can press add on that. So what best describes your self-employment? For example, for me, I am a freelancer or contract worker as a YouTuber, so I can click on that. However, there's options for construction worker, courier drivers, or something else. So I can just press save here. Also, I have earned money through dividends and capital gains as a finance YouTuber who likes to invest quite a bit. So I'm going to have to press add on here for dividends or interest. And also I earned capital gains, so I have to press that too. And for me, there is nothing else on this menu that applies to me. So I'm going to press continue here. In the next screen, you can actually overview what you've selected. So you can see if you've missed out on anything here. For example, pensions and benefit, foreign income or residence, or any other income sources. Let's just click add to see what there is there. For example, publishing a book, and press continue. The next thing is just to double check, did you earn any salary through employment between the 6th of April to the 5th of April of 2024? And for me, yes, I did. I had a full-time job in addition to that. So even if you've paid tax on it, you do have to declare that, as you'll need a P60 form so HMRC can sort out exactly how much tax you need to pay. So just press yes, I did on that. Now here we need to add our employment. So here I have to press start by adding an employment. So the name of the employer, I'm going to have to fill that in. So all of these details can actually be found on your P60 form, so make sure to have that handy. So I've used my P60 form to fill out all those fields before. I've moved on because of course my personal information was on it. So the next screen you get to see your employer, and then you can confirm what you earned. Then if it looks all fine to you, you can press that's it, looks good. And then in the next field, you're going to be putting how much you made self-employed as an income last year. So you do have to make a spreadsheet somewhere to tally up everything that you've earned. And then when you're ready to put that number in, you can press next. And in the next part, if you have any expenses, this is where you would put it in. However, for me, my expenses were under £1,000, so I can click yes here. I have a video over here which explains what sort of expenses you can claim as a self-employed person. And even if you've clicked no by accident, they will make sure that, there's nothing going amiss. So for example, I spent almost nothing on my YouTube business. So for me, personally, I don't actually have any expenses. So I can click here, actually my expenses were under £1,000, and then confirm that my total expenses were under £1,000. So what Tax Scouts does is that they automatically claim £1,000 worth of expenses against your taxes. This is another benefit of going through someone like Tax Scouts, as you don't need any sort of receipts and there's less hassle for you and less stress. So then press finish here. I can just click next here. Is this your first time doing self-assessment? And yes, it is for me. So I click yes here. Have you registered for self-employment online at HMRC? So actually before you start this, you do have to register if it's your first time with HMRC for self-employment. I've done this. Takes around 2 weeks for the letter to come with your UTR number, so that's your unique tax reference number. You do need this before you can actually fill out your self-assessment form. So yes, I have registered with HMRC for self-employment. I can click yes here. So when did I start my self-employment? For me personally, it was the 21st of April, so I can put in 21 April 2023 and click next. So then it says, in a few words, please describe what type of work you do for your self-employment. And for me, I can type in content creator, and then just to be more clear, I can write YouTube video creator and then click next. Any additional comments about your self-employment? I don't have any more, but if we go into what is this, you can add extra or clarifying information about your circumstances and where your self-employment income comes from. So this will help your accountant a little bit. I can just type in a bit about my job, and then when I'm ready, I can press next, and then I can finish this section off by pressing finish. So in addition to what I've earned on YouTube, I've also made money through investing. So that's capital gains, interest, and also dividends. However, although I haven't exceeded my limits, for example, I am within my capital gains allowance, interest, and everything like that, it's best to just report to HMRC, even if you don't have to pay tax on it. It's just best to put everything out in the open. So what type of capital gains did you have? For me, it would be through shares, and then I press next. And then it asks, how much profit did I make in total? So of course you have to have your own spreadsheets. If you use a lot of different providers, you're gonna have to go individually and see how much capital gains you have, tally them up and give that one number. So then when you put that number in, you can press next. As you can see, my capital gains is below my allowance, so I shouldn't actually be paying tax with capital gains. I can press next here. What type of shares did you sell? All of these are within public companies if you buy and sell stocks and shares, which are all publicly listed companies. Click public company and then click next. Did you report any of them using real-time capital gain service? No, I did not. Do you have any receipts or records of the transactions? Yes, I would do because they are all online, so I press yes. Any other comments about capital gains and losses? I actually personally have some capital losses from years before, but because I've never done a self-assessment, I haven't actually claimed those capital losses. So I'm going to put this in the comments down below so my accountant could put that on my record. So then when you're done with that, you can press next here. And as you can see, now to reduce your tax bill, did any of the below apply to your capital gains? Incurred a loss while selling or trading assets? That actually did happen to me. Sold assets under employee share option or sold assets under HMRC investment schemes. So for me, I incurred a loss while selling or trading assets. So I can press add here. What type of capital losses do you have? Shares for me, and then press next. From April 2023 to April 2024, how much was this loss? And because my losses weren't made in this tax year, I can't actually claim them, so I'm going to press finish here. However, in the comments, I did explain my losses, so hopefully that goes through. And then I just press finish here. Did you earn dividends or interest? I actually earned both, so I click both of them and press next. Was the interest from UK or from abroad? I press UK and then press next. And then how much did I earn from interest? So when I'm ready with my amount, I just press next. Were the dividends from UK or from abroad? How much did you earn from dividends? Again, it would help a lot if you already had this data before through a spreadsheet so that you can just plop in the data. So when you're ready with that amount, again, you press next. So in the next screen, you can go over everything, and it says, and finally, to avoid overpaying your taxes, add all that is applied to you. For example, if you have made contributions to your pensions, you can add this, although I have not personally. If you've given money to charities, you can add this, and some of it might come off your tax bill. If you've participated in investment schemes, for example, EIS, SEIS, or SITR, you can add this here. If your spouse earned less than £12,500, you can add around 10% of the allowance off your tax bill. Also, if you have student loans or made student loan repayments, you have to add this here, which I have, so I press add here. Have you started making repayments? Yes, a long while ago, so I can press yes. What plan am I on? I'm actually on plan 2. Were the repayments deducted from your salary? Yes, they were. And how much was repaid last year? So again, you can check this on your P60 form. And then when you're ready, press next. And then all you have to do here is press the finish button, and that is it. So when you click finished, you'll see that it says good, all done with the questions, and you get assigned your own personal accountant. So for me personally, you can see it is Akash P, and for £169, Akash will prepare your self-assessment and then send it back to you for you to review and approve. And if you click through this, you pay, you'll be assigned this accountant. So once you press assign accountant and pay, you will be asked to upload a few documents. So the first one will be your P60 form, as I mentioned before. Throughout this whole process, if you are employed in addition to being self-employed, it is very important that you have a P60 form. So all you have to do is press this button and upload. Best to rename all your files just to make everything easier. So once you upload it, as you can see, I renamed my file to Jubair P60. You just press the upload button and then it uploads, and then just press continue. So in the next screen, you'll be asked to provide some documents relating to your self-employment. For example, income records or expense records. Expense records here are optional. You can add stuff like invoices, sale receipts and stuff towards your income. Or if you are like me and you have already completed a spreadsheet, you are free to use a spreadsheet to tally up all your expenses, including summarizing your income and expenses. So you can use this purple bit here. Just press add and upload that. So as you can see, I've uploaded my spreadsheet that I've created myself, 2023 to 2024 income, and this is on an Excel sheet. This is an example of the spreadsheet that I'm using. Of course, I'm not using my actual figures, but you can see generally you do want to put in when the income was received, what was the source of this income, and the amount paid, so that your accountant can sort out everything for you. So in the next screen, you're going to be providing your documents relating to your capital gains. So here you can upload your capital gains report. Now each provider, for example, Trading 212 or Lightyear, you can actually request a capital gains form for each tax year, and you can upload this as a PDF. Also, you should provide a summary of these transactions so that your accountant knows how much capital gains you have. Additionally, you can click this link over here, which allows you to view your optional documents. So I've manually, over the past year, actually created my own documents that detailed my capital gains. So whenever I bought a stock and then sold it, I kept every record, so I can just use this as an Excel sheet and upload that there. So as you can see for this, I've done a mixture. I've done my report for my Trading 212 and Free Trade account. And then for my capital gains report, I've got them directly as a PDF from the respected trading app or stockbroker that I've used. And then when I'm ready, I can click continue. So in the next screen, you're going to have to provide the documents that summarize the interest you have earned throughout your different financial institutions. So depending on if you have multiple banks, each separate bank will have its own amount of interest that is given to you. You can get a summary from your bank and then upload it as a PDF document. Alternatively, you can actually click these view alternative links and you can create a summary of your own interest. For me, for example, I have so many different stockbrokers and banks that give me different amount of interest. So I created this on a spreadsheet that I can upload directly to here. Here is an example of what this spreadsheet might look like, and it gives the total of the different platforms and what interest I've earned throughout the last tax year. And then in the next screen, if you have student loans to pay, you will have to upload your annual report summary for your student loans. Alternatively, you can click this link over here, and it's very easy because what you can do is upload the latest last payslip of the tax year. For example, that will be March of 2024. All I have to do now is download my payslip. Alternatively, you can always scan with your phone and you can press upload here and I will upload my payslip. So next, when I'm done with all that, I just click continue here and all done. Akash will now prepare my return shortly. So as you know, I was assigned this particular accountant. And then what happens next is that if any clarification is required, my accountant will contact me directly. And then you need to do a few things such as double check your address and stuff like that. Small stuff that I don't have to show you through. So once you've completed all the processes, if you have any questions, you can message them directly to your accountant and they will respond accordingly. And of course, once it's all done, it will be sent to my email address and then you can press sounds good. So if you want to send your self-assessment form off with Tax Scouts and make it very easy for yourself, use the link in the description down below and you will receive some sort of bonus that I'll put up on the screen. And make sure to check out some of my other videos and I'll see you in the next video.